Welcome to Awkward Lighting with Kendra. Do you want to be an artist, but you're a total noob and you have no idea where to start, but you really want to draw that celebrity face? Well, this is the video for you. Cue the voiceover. So you spend hours a day just kind of scrolling through the internet, staring at celebrities, probably your celebrity crush. Maybe not even your celebrity crush. It could just be people. It could just be drawings. It could be whatever. But you're kind of obsessed, right? Well, how about instead of wasting hours a day just scrolling through, you learn how to draw one of their faces. It's a perfect excuse to spend upwards of a few hours staring at the face. So I'm going to take this photo of Brendan Urie here, the Urie boy, the Uriest boy. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to somehow manage to save the image. Didn't work. Kendra. Okay. Dramatic fade out, fade in, fade out, boom. We got the Urie boy here. He's saved to my computer, right? So it's best to work with a black and white image, I find. You could use color, but black and white is a lot easier to work with. So we're just going to take this picture, and we're going to print it out. Because printing. Yep, that's a Urie boy. So make sure you get the right size and everything, and then you just print it out, and wait forever for your printer to print it. Okay, so now I'm taking it and I'm putting it on a light box, and then I'm taking my paper. Now you could use pretty much any kind of paper. I just used regular sketch paper, but you could use tracing paper, watercolor paper, mixed media paper. It depends on what you want to work with. But I'm doing this with pencils, so I'm just using basic sketch paper. Then I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tape this down because it's a pain in the butt to realign it up once you've started. So I just tape it down, tape down my original image, tape down my paper so that it doesn't go anywhere. Then from here, just going to start kind of outlining. So from here, I'm not focusing on the specific details. I'm going into time lapse here because this takes forever. So I'm not focusing on like this is the eye, this is the nose, this is the mouth. I'm focusing on the specific shadows and the shapes of those shadows. It'll make a little bit more sense later on. But for right now, it's just sort of circling like this is where a dark spot is, this is where a light spot is. This is sort of where it gradients. And then I'm going to sit here and I'm also going to pull up the original image because the printout copy doesn't look that great. And now, I have Brendan Urie from hell. It's kind of spooky looking, but we'll work on it. Looks a little bit like Edward Cullen, to be honest. We start shading. So from here, I just kind of darken up some of those shadow areas. I absolutely recommend 100% if you're doing this with pencil to get some of these blendy sticks. You can get them pretty cheap at Walmart or pretty much any art store. They are amazing. You could also just use your thumb, your fingers and your thumb and whatever. But I find that these blend sticks help out so much. And so yeah, pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just sort of following my outline and then darkening areas that are supposed to be darkened. So some people will probably say that this is a cheater method, and to an extent, yes it is. But if you're new to art, and especially doing faces, I find that it's a lot easier to do it this way, and it's not really cheating. Because you're sitting there, and yes, you are comparing, but you still have to sit there and figure out what lines that you want to put in. You still have to kind of figure out how you're going to do the shading. Hair is kind of a pain in the butt. I kind of outlined it to begin with, and then from there it's a matter of just sort of following the strokes of the hair. At this point I'm just sort of cleaning up some of the lines on the clothing. A lot of times I will actually sit there and color it in, but I did not feel like doing that this time. And then I signed it, and then I noticed that a lot of times graphite will continue to smudge even after you're done with the image. So there's a couple different ways that you can protect it, especially if you plan on keeping it in your sketchbook. I opted for the watercolor method, so I sit here and I kind of moisten up the paper. This isn't watercolor paper, so it's going to start to get kind of ripply, but that's okay. You could also spray it down with some clear spray paint, or I hear that hairspray works pretty well. The main point is just that you're putting something over the graphite so that it doesn't transfer and smudge all over the place.